What's up YouTube, it's Matt. A wise and very well-respected guitarist once said, "Guitar is like a small orchestra. Every string has its own unique voice and every chord is a choir of unique voices." It's amazing to grow up and learn guitar in a time where we have more choices that fit our personal preferences than ever before. We've got more choices in electric guitars, acoustic guitars, amplifiers, and also guitar effects pedals than any time before in guitar playing history. So today I'm going to take you through my pedal board. This is what I use for live shows, for recording applications, and just simply hanging out, jamming at home. So let's take a look at 10 or 11 of my favorite pedals. These are the ones that have stood the test of time for me and help inspire me to be creative and create music that speaks to my soul. So let's check it out. So here she is in all her pedally glory. This is my pedal board. I'm still using the pedal board that I built out of an IKEA Gorm shelving unit. I did a video on this a few years ago where you can put one of these together for much, much cheaper than it would be if you bought, like, say, a pedal train or something like that. I'll put a link also in the annotation so you can click right on it and check out how to build one yourself if you're interested. But it's super rugged. Yeah, it's heavy. It can be a bit of a pain sometimes to lug around, but you know what? If you need these type of pedals, or if you need a lot of pedals for the types of gigs you're doing, especially if you're in a cover band or what have you, it's the easiest and most convenient way to get them all where you need to go. I use a godlike power awl to power most of these pedals. It does the job for most. My Electro-Harmonix pedal needs its own adapter because it starts acting weird as hell if you use it with the godlike power awl. These pedals range from as cheap as $20 to as expensive as, I'd say, maybe closer to $200. They all do something unique. The only thing that's redundant on the board itself are my Overdrive pedals. I use 3 separate ones, but they all serve different functions, as you will see coming up in just a few minutes. But overall, each one of these pedals sort of does its own unique thing, and they are requirements for my personal gigging and writing and recording purposes. So let's break it down and check out the first of many, which is the Boss Chromatic Tuner. Yeah, there's not much to say about the Boss Tuner. I mean, it helps me keep my shit in tune, and that's what it's here for. I found, I love snark tuners. Headstock tuners are awesome. One of the best inventions. Some bandmates of mine had never seen one before, and when I took one over for practice, they basically flipped their shit, and by next practice, they all had one because they're super useful. But I've noticed that in gigging environments or anywhere you're playing that's loud, they seriously lose their reliability. So stick with the old classic and you'll always be in tune, right? So the first of my tone shaping pedals is the Dunlop Crybaby Classic. This is a model similar to the original wah pedals. It has the original Fazel inductor in it, and overall for me it sounds most dynamic and has the most usable sweep in terms of its total up and down range when you're rocking back and forth on the pedal. So let me give it a click here, and I'll let you guys hear how it sounds. Just realized my jeans are green from mowing the lawn earlier. I probably should have changed that, but fuck it. People have worn weirder shit on stage and in videos than that, so I ain't worried about it much. Anyway, next up is the MXR Dyna Comp. This is a compressor pedal. It doesn't get a whole lot of use on my board, but it comes very much in handy when I'm practicing like Travis picking or really, really clean chicken picking type telly riffs. That's primarily what I use it for, and it works great on guitars that the pickups are kind of unbalanced. So let me play some Chet style stuff and check out how it sounds. Now we've hit the overdrive portion of my pedal board. I've got 3 pedals that I use for overdrive. The first one is the Digitech Bad Monkey. Now in general, I prefer amplifiers that have an overdrive channel. That's what I usually use in gigging situations. But I keep the Bad Monkey on the board because it does the TS9 mid-range boost sound that sounds great with single coils, and also I prefer this pedal when I'm playing rhythm parts as opposed to leads. So check it out. Let me turn this Bad Monkey off and click on the Boss Super Overdrive SD1 pedal. Now, this thing is cheap but awesome. I think I paid 30 or 40 bucks for it a few years ago. There's a reason this thing is so loved by players as picky about their tone as Eric Johnson. It is fabulous for lead work. Drop a little bit of reverb on your signal and this thing just shreds. So check it out. Now, last but certainly not least of the overdrive pedals on my board is the Wampler Black 65. This pedal emulates the sound of a Fender Deluxe Reverb amplifier, the 65 model. This is probably my favorite pedal on the board, and it's usually on at all times when I'm gigging or jamming out at home. It's just fabulous. You know, it doesn't matter what amp you're using. It's going to thicken up the low end, make great sparkly highs come out, and because it's got a gain boost switch on it, you can really tailor the amount of overdrive this pedal gives you. So I'm going to first play a riff with it turned off. Then I'm going to click it on so you can hear the subtle difference that it makes in the signal. Next up is the cheapest pedal that I have on my board. It is a Behringer Tremolo pedal. I think this thing was being blown out by Musician's Friend a few years ago for like 15 bucks, 16 bucks is what I think I paid for it. Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah, it's made of plastic. Yeah, if I stomped on it on stage with a pair of cowboy boots, I'd probably shatter it in half. But you know what? It does tremolo, and it does it pretty damn well. I'm happy with it. I haven't seen any need to replace it, and pairing it along with my Fender Blues Junior gets me as close to that classic deluxe reverb sound as I can get. So check it out. So now we've reached the modulation reverb section of my board. I'm going to start with the Lester K. Now, the Electro-Harmonix Lester K is a new pedal. It emulates that classic warbly Leslie sound that you hear on a lot of old recordings. And I did a comprehensive review of this pedal already, so if you really want to hear how great it sounds in stereo, click on the link, but I'll play a short riff for you so you can get the gist of how it sounds. So next up is my delay pedal. This is the Rocktron Celestial Delay. This was kind of a really cool, lucky find that I found at a local music go-round store. I also got it really cheaply, but it's you know, full analog, true bypass delay pedal. I don't use a lot of delay in most of the things that I record and when I'm gigging. But I do love the slapback delay that I can get with this thing. It works well for more country kind of sound and stuff, and some, you know, vintage kind of sounds as well. So I'll play a little slapback with it, and you can check it out. Finally, I have the Boss RV5 reverb in my modulation chain. Usually, I prefer to use reverb built into amplifiers. If they have a spring reverb tank, I would prefer that to use that over the Boss RV5, but this pedal has an awesome modulation effect on it. So if you're looking for big ambient swells and ambient guitar sounds, this pedal can do that without you having to shell out, you know, $300 or $400 for like a Strymon or a pedal of that caliber. So check out the modulation that this thing can do. It's pretty cool. So finally, I've got the Boss RC3 loop station. This pedal is my baby. I love this pedal. I don't know how many riffs I would have forgotten over the years if I didn't have this pedal on my board. As I said in another one of my really popular, probably one of my most popular YouTube videos, the RC3 is the perfect practice tool. If you don't have a looper, you need a looper. If you write your own music, you got to have a looper. It's the most quick and convenient way to keep track of your ideas. So along with another piece of gear that's completely awesome that deserves a YouTube demo, the Alesis Micron synthesizer that I keep near my guitar rig at all times, I'm going to play a riff that I recorded on the Boss RC3. I'm going to cut on some reverb and some super overdrive and play a little bit of a jam and show you why this thing kicks so much ass as a practice tool. So that's it. Those are the pedals that help me create the sound that I'm looking for as a musician. Stay tuned to my channel. I'm going to do some more demos, some more comprehensive reviews of a few of these pedals because a few of them deserve comprehensive reviews. In addition, I'll have new jam tracks coming soon and also a demo of this awesome Epiphone Casino guitar that I used throughout the video today. So stay tuned, and as always, please subscribe if you found this video useful. Thanks, guys.